You know, it all comes back to punk rock. Probably still doesn't make sense why I made the film after all that, but it was just a thing. I wanted to make a documentary, and I didn't set out like, yeah, what can I make a documentary of? But I've always loved design. I mean, I've been designing these books and then designing DVD packages, movie posters, and websites, and all these things. Like design and typography was a thread that ran through everything I'd done in the past 20 years. A lot of it was I wanted to see a documentary about graphic design. As somebody, now that I watch a lot of documentaries and I was going to film festivals, there's never a documentary about graphic designers. I was thinking, God, it's such an obvious thing. I mean, every one of these films, typography is a huge part. Posters, the credits, everything. I wanted to see that film. As a viewer, I wanted to see that film. I'm kind of the consumer. It's like I want to see these things. What drives me creatively is stuff that I really wish existed, but it doesn't exist. And then I just think, okay, I'm gonna do it. Again, like I'm not a filmmaker, but I could see what I wanted the film to look like. And a lot of that came from just like walking around the streets of New York and looking at type and signs and buses going by and just kind of people interacting with words like in the city. And generally when I'd be walking around, I have my iPod in, so I'm listening to music and looking at the buses going by and the signs and the people interacting with type. And that became kind of like visual blueprint for the film. And it really is. Like the film is kind of like my iTunes playlist from 2 years ago. What I was listening to when I was walking around in the city looking at type. And it directly translated to the visuals of the film. That's when I kind of saw the film in my head start to finish. And then I just, that night, started emailing designers about it. Making an indie documentary, it's not insanely expensive. It costs money, especially if you want good people to work with you. But generally, like I didn't go shopping, and I'm not like I'm not a rich person by any means. But like I didn't go out to like boardrooms and tell them I'm making a film about font, give me your money. I just put it on credit cards and friends and family to start off the project. I always think that if you can get something rolling, it's like just start it, just do it, and then it's like, oh, wow, it already exists. Like, wow, this is great. Yeah, of course we're on board. It's like there's momentum. Then I just do it. Then I just do it. Then I just do it. Classics and Weinstein and all these other companies came to me trying to distribute the film, and I was just like, why? Like, why would I? It's like, why would I go through you guys? Like, I already know how to make it, reach the audience, and I've already made the film. Like, why do I need to pay your marketing department's salaries for a year while and give away the rights to something that I just spent 2 years making? I mean, from a visual language perspective, we bring so much baggage to it, and I think it's like subconscious too. When you look at a word or a message set in a particular typeface, you're thinking about all the other places, and again, I think at a very subconscious level, that you've seen that typeface used and the type of message that typeface has been used for, and that just gets referenced and re-referenced and self-referenced just over and over and over again now that I think it starts to kind of, it seems like it's starting to lose its meaning a little bit. That there's just so, we get exposed to so many, you know, design kind of, you know, messages, ads, or logos, or just everything now that I think it's kind of starting to sort of blur to the point of being not representational. I don't know. I mean, it's cyclical, you know. And now it's interesting because I think design, in terms of graphic design, the styles kind of cycle, you know, it so quickly now because of the web. I mean, before you'd had a decade of a design movement. A decade would have to go by before it was really kind of saturated on a global level, and then people could start rebelling it, and then that rebellion had to take another 10 years to foment. So now it all happens within the course of, you know, 6 months. We go from ornamental to stark to, you know, to really expressive or hand-drawn. Like last year there was a big hand-drawn type movement, and then it goes back to, you know, something really minimal. It's everything now. It's like I don't think there can be global design trends like there were.